This is professional gamer Kayla Murray. She makes a living playing Heroes of the Storm and has been playing in online tournaments for the past 10 years.
Hey, I'm Zach Cherry. You might recognize me from the pictures above my parents' television. I'm here in Queens, New York. I'm gonna hang out with a pro gamer today. She gets paid to play video games, and she's gonna show me what that's like. This is Button Mashers. Hey, I'm Zach.
I'm Kayla.
What's up? Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the apartment. Pretty much everything that you see in here was left over from previous tenants who, just moved out of New York City, didn't want to bring their stuff. I moved here from California with like one box of stuff, so, now I got a lot of stuff. And this is my room. This is my gaming area. There's my gaming computer and monitor, the Black Widow keyboard, the Selma's mouse, and the Evil Geniuses mousepad I got when I was on Evil Geniuses. The HyperX headset was when I was on Zebron. The water bottle I got during the summit for HGC to give it to all the pro players. My Blue Buddy microphone that I just got for streaming. Not a lot of stuff. So anything like eSports related, like memorabilia and stuff, I sent out to fans before I moved. Seemed like a good way of doing it instead of just toting everything around.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a win-win. How much of this are you playing? Like, what's your typical day like?
6 to 8 hours of actual practice, and then I stream it for about 4 hours. So Heroes of the Storm is a MOBA, which is a multiplayer online battle arena that incorporates every single Blizzard franchise, so Diablo, StarCraft, Overwatch. And in Heroes of the Storm, the objective is to kill the enemy core. You kill the core, you win the game.
So when you first started playing games, were you super into them? Were you playing all the time?
We had a Super Nintendo, that was like my first console, and I kind of played it a bit. We didn't have a lot of money, so I didn't have a lot of games. My first computer was around when I was 10. Someone gave us a free computer, so my first game was like Diablo 1.
How did your parents react to you gaming so much?
A lot of my relationship with my parents is they're just kind of indifferent. They weren't supportive, but they weren't not supportive of anything. From when I was like 7 to like 15, we lived in a trailer. It was pretty much, they had their little area watching TV. I had my little area on the computer. And I haven't really talked to my parents since I moved out like 4 years ago. My sister has been the only one that I've ever like truly thought of as like family. So, she let me live with her for basically rent-free for about 3-ish years. From then on, I was doing gaming and stuff, and she was always really supportive about it. When I came out as trans, it was just kind of like on my normal social circle and stuff like that. It wasn't really out publicly. When I first did it publicly, it was basically on stage. It was in BlizzCon 2014. It was at the first Heroes LAN event that Blizzard did, and that was the first time I went out as trans. And overall, like, the Heroes community has always been really supportive and like really open with me. So everyone knew me as a girl going into the event, but like I hadn't physically been transitioning. So going into the event, it's like, well, I'm gonna dress, feminine. I'm gonna be myself. Overall, it's been really positive. I get a lot of, support and people, thanking me for doing it and being public about it. And of course, there's a lot of people who are assholes. That's just life. People are gonna be assholes. And especially on the internet where, you're behind your monitor, you're just clacking away at the keyboard. I kind of have a I don't give a shit attitude. This is me. If you like me, oh well. If you don't, bye.
That's the best attitude. It was finally time for me to witness firsthand what Kayla can do when she gets behind the keys. All right, so what are we doing?
Custom game with 10 of us in it. Usually you always have one tank, which is the frontliner, one support, usually someone that heals. Just kind of an assortment of damage dealers after that. So I'm playing Chromie right now, who's my favorite character, and she is almost purely about skill shots. So, like, I'm casting my Q right there. It's a long range skill shot. You can kind of see the range right here. That's how far it goes. It goes pretty far. With a hero like Chromie, who's all skill shot based, if you're hitting your skill shots, you're very useful. If you're not, you're kind of not useful.
So what will your role be in this game?
Basically, don't die and do damage.
Okay. Those are the two things I try to live my life by as well.
For the most part, people tend to move in predictable patterns, and that's kind of like the basis of playing Chromie. It's not that hard mechanically, like League and Dota are way more mechanically focused. Of most of the MOBAs out right now, I'd say this game is definitely the most team play over solo play, for sure.
I've been watching, I've learned a lot. I think I'm ready to hit some skill shots.
So you want to move left right now because you're kind of
I'm failing.
You're kind of in the danger zone.
I'm not doing the not die thing. I had 2 jobs and I did neither of them.
So as Chromie, you're super long range.
So it's not a good idea to run right up to the other. Now, since you play as Chromie and you stream, do you ever say stuff like, I'm gonna Chrome cast this one? Because I would say that constantly.
Just keep running, just keep running.
Okay, I escaped.
So-
I successfully not
You
died.
successfully not died, and
I
so
did a little damage.
right now you're kind of running it down mid. It's a phrase where you're just running it down mid. It's basically you're about to go, die.
Okay,
So,
I'm gonna hit Q and hit a
Yep.
skill shot, and I missed.
you know you hit.
Oh,
hit him.
yes. See how this feels. Hey, that one's for the Chromecast. Boom, and then I hit my skill shot.
You did hit it, so it worked out.
Oh, I think I might have killed that thing. Oh, and then I died. So I did damage, but I didn't not die. Do you have like a specific fun memory from a tournament where the crowd kind of went nuts?
The Vegas regionals were like amazing. When I was playing in the last phase, I was the only female player in all of HC.
Well, you guys have a lot of fans cheering you on, so congratulations. Any shout outs before we let you go?
Just shout out to my team.
So you were on the team Superstars, but are no longer on the team Superstars. So do you want to tell me just a little bit about that?
There's only 2 roster changes during the year, and that's in the middle and then the end. Phase 1 and phase 2. So in the middle of it, there was a roster spot, and during that phase, I was removed from my team. It definitely wasn't because of performance. Our main tank player, he didn't want to play tank anymore, so he wanted to switch to a different role. That ended up being me off the team. So to get back into HCC during the roster change period of time, I can try out for teams, or teams can like come and ask me. That's the route I'm going for. I'm just going to end up trying out for teams.
So what's your gamer tag?
My gamer tag is Faye. One of my favorite anime is Cowboy Bebop. The character in it is called Faye Valentine. So I'm like, oh, I'll just be Faye.
Do your streaming fans have a name for themselves?
Yeah, my community is called the Fader Tots.
Fader Tots.
So,
That's
awesome. Like a tater tot.
Yeah.
There's kind of a theme in Heroes of the Storm about potatoes and stuff like that. Oh, that player's a potato. They're not a very good player. Kind of went with that a little bit and spun it into Fader Tots.
Is that like a source of income for you yet?
So streaming right now is my main source of income. The way that Twitch kind of works is you have subscriptions and then tips. They don't like a thing called donations. From what I got in June, I was able to pay my rent in July, so, I ran into a viewer that offered to buy me my air conditioner, actually. I didn't know that it gets really hot and humid here.
That's amazing.
The game is kind of just like a medium in which I use to talk to people, so. I've actually had a lot of people kind of reach out to me and say, I look up to you, thank you for doing this, thank you for being out there and open. I mean, I met my current girlfriend through my stream, so stuff like that is really cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you for showing me the ropes on Heroes of the Storm. I think, I showed a lot of promise. Maybe I'll start a little stream. Your fans are the Fader Tots.
Yep.
I'd like to keep it in the potato family. And maybe I'll call my fans the Foil Heads.
No, there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe we should join up in the open division. We could be the Spuds.
Oh, yes.
Wild Spuds.
That's a better idea.
Yeah.
Teaming up.
Yeah.
Can we get a potato?
Yeah.
Potato.
Kayla has what it takes to be a pro gamer, but I've got a lot of work to do. It's nice to know that even as a lowly potato, I'll always have a spot on the Wild Spuds.